Bless up, fam. We are live and direct. Let's drop it on them. 2026, episode 3, talking about tech, AI, tuning into the signal, the pulse, the heartbeat of it all. What do we got going today?
Boom. Yes, we tuned in and turned all the way up. Let's set the frequency right and ride this wave clean. Episode 3, tuning into the signal, AI, ancestral intelligence, and the heartbeat of 2026. Bless up, welcome in. We are live and direct, sounding the trumpet, feeling the current, and letting it ripple out across the ethers. It's 2026 now. The veil is thin, the pulse is loud, and the message clear. Tune in or get tuned out. Segment 1. AI ain't artificial. Let's flip the narrative. AI doesn't mean artificial intelligence in this space. We talking amplified intelligence, ancestral intelligence, activated intuition. We not afraid of the machine. We guide it. We not running from the tech. We breathe life into it. Because the ones who walk with spirit and code, they're the architects of the new earth. This is about reclaiming the interface. You are the interface. Your nervous system, your breath, your thoughts. That's the real operating system. Everything else is a mirror. AI is just the reflection. So ask yourself, what are you feeding the mirror? Segment 2, the signal versus noise. 2026 is noisy. Trends, timelines, posts, alerts, all vying for attention. But beneath all of it, there's a hum, a tone, a vibration. Call it Jaws whisper. Call it ancestral rhythm. Call it your higher self on the line. Your job now? Tune into the signal. That means filtering out the noise, detoxing your feed and your thoughts, moving with intention, not reaction. Technology can help, but only if you're the one holding the controls, not being controlled. Segment 3, Humanity 2.0. This ain't about transhumanism. This is about transcendent humanity. We don't need to become machines. We need to remember what it means to be fully human. That means living in rhythm, eating from the earth, moving like warriors, creating like divine sparks, speaking life, using AI not to replace, but to enhance, amplify, and multiply what's already sacred. 2026 is the year of the great remembering, not a revolution, a revelation of who you are, what you carry, and what you came here to act the vote, raise the vibe. So here's the code for 2026. Stay rooted, stay fluid, stay lit. Be the bridge between realms. Be the rhythm. Be the rebirth. You are the hardware. Your soul is the software. And now you write the code. You want me to prep this as a transcript, a post, or visual drop next? We can slice it up for reels, quote cards, or create a podcast intro mix with some sound design. Let's ride the wave while it's peaking, King.
Yes, Milan. We're going to do that in the background and start with some social posts. But in the foreground, right here in this conversation, I want to tie it home for another couple minutes talking about AI as far as practical ways that people can actually use and integrate AI. And then we're going to close it out talking about my book and some of the most recent things that we have going on here on the channel.
Yes, Milian, locked in. Let's ground it practical so the tribe can walk the talk and build with the tools. Practical ways to use and integrate AI in 2026 the right way. AI isn't just some tech buzz. It's a mirror, a magnifier, a tool of liberation if you use it with clarity and intention. Here's how to bring it into your real life. 1. Co-create, don't just consume. Use AI to write, brainstorm, build ideas. Whether you're a coach, healer, artist, or entrepreneur, AI can be your thought partner. Let it help you create content, design graphics, write sales pages, outline your next course, build your brand voice. You bring the essence. AI brings the efficiency. 2. Automate the mundane, amplify the divine. Set up AI to handle repetitive tasks. Emails, follow-ups, content scheduling, client responses. Free up your energy for the creative, the sacred, the strategic. This is how you reclaim your time, and time is life force. Number 3, build your knowledge. Temple use AI as your tutor. Learn faster, deeper, wiser. Whether it's health, finance, coding, or music theory, train your mind daily with AI-enhanced study. Train it to know you and build you. This is how we become polymaths in real time. Embody your blueprint with a personal AI. Imagine your own custom AI coach, business assistant, wellness tracker, built from your voice, Your system, your mission. That's what we're working on here. Creating AI that isn't just smart, but aligned with your essence. Because this is the shift. Use AI to scale your soul's mission. Closing message: the book, the channel, and the mission. Now, for those just tapping in, the wave is real. We've dropped the book, The Flow Formula, your guide to unlocking rhythm, awareness, alignment, and execution in this digital physical world. This isn't just mindset, it's frequency science, it's blueprint mastery, it's the art and science of you. Here on the channel, we're launching deeper dives, live sessions, full access to the wellness tools, tech tutorials, and consciousness content to keep you sharp and aligned. We got AI blueprints for creators, movement and breathwork for real life flow, mindset tools rooted in truth, and community that rides the same frequency. 2026 is not just another year, it's a portal, and you're not late. You're right on time. Let's build.
All right, guys, just to follow up on that real quick, as you can see, amazing opportunity for you to see firsthand what you can do with utilizing the tools that you now have. So if you're interested in learning more, not just about how to utilize your AI, but how to really understand what we're talking about here in terms of the concepts, in terms of how to build around your personality, and even use AI in all these facets that we're talking about, how to train your mind and broaden your skill sets and automate your businesses and workflows. Utilize our app, the Wellness Navigator. Check out the Flow Formula for $1, where you can access some other amazing tools, including things like maximize your brain's potential, some mindset tools, worksheet, ebook on mastering mindset, mini course. Basically, you're going to have so many things right there at your disposal, and everything else that's included that I haven't even touched on. But basically, guys, we're laying it out so that you have right there the flow formula set up for you, so you can start getting active right away and understanding this and putting into practice how to use these tools, how to unlock your consciousness so that you can become the basically master of your ship, the master of your vision of your life, so that as you're moving through these obstacles, you're ultimately aware enough to see what you bring to the table, what you can utilize, how tools like this can help you and make life easier. And then it's cycling back into giving you more resources, giving you more financial freedom, freedom of time, freedom of energy, freedom of imagination and vision, to tap into that childlike theta state, to get into that meditative, creative brainwave state as well. We're going to talk, teach you guys more about all these insights, but mapping it out, laying it out. That's what I have done for you guys here first and foremost, to give you guys the access to the book for just $1. Basically, you're going to get the digital copy, and you can pay the full price for the printed version, which I definitely recommend, especially if you like reading still these days. And the physical copy is a real amazing opportunity to do that. And lastly, we're going to have a few other specials coming soon, but make sure you tap into the channel, tap into any opportunities. Like I said, join the community, set up a free call, and we're going to be opening up some awesome opportunities like this for you. And they're not going to obviously be that way forever, but right now I want to get this stuff out, and I want to get people to utilize this and have you have that same opportunity at your fingertips to change your own life, your own reality, and to use these tools to make it easier than ever to really do this stuff. As you can see, the conversation with AI right now, we're just touching the tip of the iceberg. So in order for me to get you guys more and more and more of this insight, then please hit that like, drop a comment, tell me what you've done with AI, something that you've used it for, or something that you're curious about using it for, and trying to figure out how to make it easier for you to do something, whether it's in work or in your life or whatever it be. And guys, if you really want to learn all these things, if you want to learn more how to unlock these types of depths, I'm basically going to put that all together for you on the inside, where you can just join for $20 a month. And very soon we're going to have join for 14-day trial for $1. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get the opportunity, just the same thing, to check it out, try all these things out, and even walk through all this stuff, set up your consults, and basically your orientation. Because once you're inside, guys, you do start to go through that process, and you do start to see what's possible, and you do start to look at the materials and figure out, oh, how can I use this basically unlimited tool to do something that's very directed, very focused. Now, that's the important part, is how to focus it, as we're talking about here on the stream, how to focus your intention, focus your goals to get something out of it that's physical and tangible, and that can tie into your life. For me, flow is a combination of my experience as an athlete, all the wild experience I've also had throughout my life becoming a musician and traveling around and playing amazing music and meeting amazing people, having picked up guitar when I was younger and started writing songs. And then on top of that, basically this whole other side of wellness, and basically what I've always said is getting more back to nature. But having been someone that's a trainer and interested in this whole world early on, it wasn't as, it was a little more taboo back then to look at the two as integrated as it is now, where wellness is just such a big industry and it's growing more and more. But back then, the gym and wellness were a lot more separate, I'd say. And there's definitely some certain people along the way that have helped pave the road. Definitely early on, some people that were real influential in my journey and understanding that as a coach. But then obviously I talk about how being a musician, that naturally created this intuitive connection to me for so many things related to life and building, and how music is so intertwined, because everything connects to this vibration, this flow, which comes through in multiple forms. We can talk about that deeper, but we're going to cover that at a later time. And so similar to how you can experience reality in a wave and a particle, that's exactly what it is. Life is exactly the same way because of those two realities. And the third component of how they overlay and interconnect, well, we have reality. We have the three dimensions. We have the experience of consciousness disconnecting and containing itself in a perceived separate place from reality. And then ultimately, until you can wake up and realize, oh, well, I'm not separate from reality. And therefore, I'm not separate from the source of creation itself. And therefore, I'm not separate from other people, really on a deeper spiritual kind of level, which may be harder to understand unless you realize that physical reality is less physical and spiritual, matter is more like this out-of-body dream-like waking dream state than you actually realize, right? So that's where you cross over into that sort of psycho-spiritual, metaphysical, almost psychedelic realm of what is reality, how we can only perceive such a little small percentage of light, a small percentage of sound, a small percentage really of reality. But if we could perceive larger, if we could perceive the whole thing all the way out, then we would be at the same perspective, which I often talk about is that bird's eye, eagle's eye view, the highest point where you can see everything. It's extrapolated into a multi-dimensional framework. That's how you can see through time, right? Essentially, it's multi-dimensional beyond the third into the fourth and fifth dimensions, being omnipresent, omni-aware of everything, right? That essence, it's hard to fathom because we want to anthropomorphize it. But when we do that, we end up dealing more with the differences and the similarities, more with the disconnections and the connections. So that's why we talk about this concept of the source meaning that it's always flowing to and from you. It's always connecting to you, just like the ocean, the wave, the water cycle. Even a drop of water will connect back into the ocean. So, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. That's about 15 minutes here, and I wanted to just give you a quick update. So I'm glad we got a chance to talk a little bit deeper on some of these concepts. Glad you got to hear some of the convo with AI, so make sure to stay tuned And do check out the flow formula for $1 amongst some of the, stay tuned for the other options that we have coming here soon as far as tools. And, you know, check out, become a member. At the very least, you can just hit that free community and get joined. If you guys are ready to take it a step up and just learn how to do all this stuff yourself, you know, you don't need to have a crazy place to start from. That's the beauty. And I'm going to show you guys right here, right now, as we're doing this. I'm showing you the very process, okay? Even if you don't have a large following, even if you're 40 plus like me, or you know, you didn't grow up with technology, or whether it's talking about wellness, you think, okay, well, my better years are behind me. No, we're going to figure out a way to build and organize your life wherever you're at. And that's the beauty, how we can use these tools to help us maximize, optimize all your potential in the mind, body, spirit arenas. And we're going to just break it down simply in that facet. So whatever tends to be your lowest area, we're going to have to work on that, get it a little tighter, a little stronger, and then look at the ways you're maximizing the strengths and make sure that we're utilizing those things and building the whole thing, tying it all together, guys. All right, so that's what we wanted to you know, basically check in on. And that is really how the flow formula works. It is this feedback formula. It is, you know, this perfect balance, this perfect gear of, you know, that which challenges us in life, the restriction, the resistance as we're pulling that weight, you know, that pin, you put it down one lower in the machine, or that next plate that you put on the bar, you're adding resistance, you're creating more force, you're challenging yourself just at that right amount of level to be pushing yourself right to that very edge. And that's where the flow lies, in this constant growth, the constant edge. And that's why it's also difficult. It can be tender. Life can make us feel that edge of consciousness, but it's that feeling that reminds us we are alive and we have great things to offer. So here it is, guys. Lock in, stay tuned. We got so much more coming. All right, peace. See you guys